Good afternoon. It is Thursday, the 5th of September 2019. Today I will be taking a night train, a sleeper train, from Samara in Russia to Nur Sultan in Kazakhstan. Nur Sultan recently changed its name. It used to be called Astana and it's the capital of Kazakhstan. It will be a trip that's approximately 36 hours and roughly 1900 kilometers long. So I think both in distance and in time, this is the longest train journey I ever took. It's not a fast train. There will be a faster train on the Silk route soon. That will be from Urumqi to Lansao, and there will be another trip report in this as well. That's about the same distance and will take me roughly 12 hours. So distance and travel time are not really related when you travel by train. I hope you like this video. Enjoy!
Although this train comes from Moscow, I'm taking it from Samara. I did the first part a day earlier, and you can see a station review of the first part of the journey as well in my previous trip report. Here you might also see something of the landscape that will pass by. In this trip report I will only review the station at Samara. Samara has several railway stations, but there's only one long distance railway station. It's being served by lots of city buses and regional buses, and the tram stops are nearby. The metro is not being served at this station. Just like Moscow Kazanskaya, you'll also find a playground in this station, which is kinda cool when you're traveling with kids though. In general, it's just like many other stations. You'll find lots of places to buy some food, to make your journey more comfortable. And when you go on a long journey like I do right now, I strongly recommend you to buy some food in advance as well. Although I'm in huge favor of dining cars, my train was listed in the international timetable as having something like a dining car, but there was nothing. The good news is that the train do stop for longer times at several stations, and at these stations you can find kiosks where you can buy some food. Free Wi-Fi is available all over the station. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, the information in English and Russian stations is very good. The departure and arrival screens are both in Russian and English, the announcements are both in Russian and English, but also the indicators, like here, are both in Russian and English. My Russia experience is very limited, but this was the only place in Russia where I found several garbage cans, so you can separate your garbage to recycle. The station has been built above the platforms, so from the station you can see the trains passing by. After I picked up my luggage, I went to the platform. Platforms will be opened a couple of minutes before the train arrives. You can enter the platforms like this from the station. For those who do need an elevator, there's an elevator as well available, of course. When I arrived at the platform, my train wasn't there yet, but it didn't take a long time before my train arrived. This train makes a longer stop at Samara railway station. The train is being pulled in by a Russian locomotive, and the carriages itself are owned by the Kazakh railway company. Well, these carriages are typical old-fashioned Soviet carriages. You still see them a lot, but slowly these type of carriages will disappear. For this route, the Russian and Kazakh railway company work together. The price for this train is roughly the same if you book it via the Russian or the Kazakh railway company. In general, the rule is in Russia and Kazakhstan, when you book railway tickets directly at the railway company, it's the cheapest thing to do. Even if you book railway tickets in Kazakhstan via the Russian railway company, you pay more. The railway companies don't give commission to resellers, so when you book your ticket via a reseller, they will always charge a little bit extra. Because I'm doing this trip, I will probably make a video about Russian, Kazakh and Chinese train fares later on. When the train is leaving Samara, I still have the cabin for myself. I will give you a tour of the cabin and the train later on in this video. I also show you how the third class is. Samara as a place along the way positively surprised me. It's not the place where the average tourist goes to. I think 1.5 days in Samara is good enough, but when you like to hang at the beach as well, it might be a little bit more interesting to go in the summertime and stay a bit longer, because it's a big beach along the Volga River.
So, as I don't have any other passengers in this compartment yet, I think there will be. I decided to give you a little guide of how the compartment looks like, what it is like to be on this train. To start with the door, there's a big mirror on it, so I can do my makeup, put my hair in the right position, whatever. When you want to lock the door, you can simply use this one. In this case, the conductor can't get in. I personally don't like to use this, especially not because the train stops at night and other passengers might get on. You can also lock the compartment by using this. It means the conductor can open it for you, but you can still close it. There's a lot of space for your luggage over here. This is actually the same in all European night trains. Nothing special though. Place to hang your clothes. All the beds do have their own reading lights, so you can read a book without disturbing other passengers. And there are 3 power outlets in this train. 1 up there and 2 up there. Well, there is a television in this train. It's not working though, and well, personally I absolutely don't mind that it's not working. I have no idea what this is. I think something like the temperature or so, I don't know. Maybe the sound system. Maybe I should use my translate app for this. Okay, there's more luggage space, of course. I do have a lot of space here. Yeah, how do you say? It's like your own basket. And under the bed there's a lot of space as well here, but I think it's impossible to see on camera. I think I forgot something, because when you enter the train you will get a mattress. Well, it will be on the beds. You can just put the mattress on. There's a pillow inside, blankets, and they will give you some linen to make up your bed like I did here. And you will get a towel, and the towel I got was over there. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I will go to bed now and wake up tomorrow in another landscape, I guess. Or, well, I'm making it maybe a little bit too romantic right now. Good night.
At night, the train made a stop at Ufa, and another passenger joined me until the final destination, Astana, or Nur Sultan, whatever you like to call it. This train consists of 2nd and 3rd class only. It's an older train, well, there's still a lot of in use, but of course you find lots of more modern trains as well here in Russia and Kazakhstan. The next train will be a lot more modern. I did a little walkthrough, which I speeded up, and I will give a review of some specific features of this train later on, and also the 3rd class will be reviewed. I just love to see the landscape passing by like this at the back of the train. This was still in the early morning. Right after I woke up, I went here. When you walk along the train, you also have the possibility to just have a chat with people and get to know them a little bit. Somehow I felt like I was the only Western passenger on this train, and it surprises me. I mean, this is the Silk Road, right? It's not that unknown, and of course many people who go to China by train will take the Trans-Mongolia first, or maybe people who travel along the Silk Road will travel via Tashkent. The 3rd class comes in an open coach, well, no compartments, and well, I guess it can be pretty cozy. There are just simply more beds in one carriage, and the beds are also a little bit less comfortable. Depending on what bed you take, you also have a little bit less luggage space. But for here, for example, you have exactly the same amount of luggage space like I have underneath my bed. And that's a lot. Although third class isn't that comfortable, you can travel for really affordable prices. Even for less than 100 euros from Moscow to Vladivostok, which is more than 9,000 kilometers. I didn't take a look at the toilets on the third class, but this is a toilet on my second class carriage. It's really old-fashioned, but it's clean. Although it doesn't look like that's clean, but believe me, they kept it clean during the way. Even on older Western European trains you will see this kind of toilets where everything will be dumped directly at the tracks. Of course, at the end of each carriage you find a samovar. The water is kept warm by the use of coals. This is really old style. I know that more modern trains have coals as well, just as a backup system when the electric heating isn't working. Along the way the train is making several longer stops. At these stops there are special kiosks like you can see here. Because I expected there to be a restaurant in the train, I didn't brought that much food with me, so these kiosks were very important to me. During one of these stops I also noticed that the locomotive has been changed. The last big station in Russia is Kurgan. From here the train slowly continues its journey to the border with Kazakhstan. Not long before the border, immigration papers for Kazakhstan will be overhanded. In the evening, the train has its last stop in Russia at Petrovo. This is about 10 kilometers from the Kazakh border and the Russian custom formalities start here. After that the train will continue to Petropavlovsk, which is on the Kazakh side of the border and which is a bigger town. Lots of people joined us from there and the compartment was full. Because it was all dark when I entered Kazakhstan I didn't film anything of this. But in the morning the train arrived at Nur Sultan or Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan.
So here I am in Nur Sultan after a 36-hour train ride. Well, here's my host for today. He will be probably showing me around here. Tonight we'll be on another train to Almaty. I hope you like this video. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel when you like to see more of these. Goodbye!